This video is sponsored by Kamikoto, makers of high-quality Japanese steel kitchen knives using traditional techniques and Japanese steel. A favourite of Michelin star restaurant chefs, Kamikoto offers a wide variety of knife sets, including this stunning 3-piece kanpeiki set. Straight out of their stylish heavy-duty ashwood box, the knives are razor-sharp and the professional well-crafted build quality is immediately obvious, gliding through your succulent ribeye steak or your beer can like butter. The knives are weighted and flawless, and I was excited to use them straight away. Kamikoto is offering a massive holiday sale, and on top of that sale, you can get an additional $50 off any purchase you make with discount code OPSROOM. So click the link below or go to kamikoto.com/OPSROOM and use promo code OPSROOM to save an extra $50 today. At 3:30 AM on October the 5th, 1944, 4 men from Easy Company of the 506th Parachute Infantry Regiment, 101st Airborne Division, are on patrol to the east of Rondwijk in the Netherlands. Led by Sergeant Abe Human, their objective is to recon a ferry crossing to the north of Easy Company's position. As the men approach an elevated crossroads situated on a dike, they unexpectedly stumble upon a German machine gun nest. A potato masher grenade explodes among the men, destroying their radio and seriously injuring Private James Alley. They limp back to the company command post to warn Captain Dick Winters of the surprise enemy contact. 3 weeks earlier, Easy Company and the rest of the 101st Airborne took part in Operation Market Garden, an attempt to force a breakthrough into Germany by capturing key bridges in the Netherlands. However, Market Garden fails when the last bridge across the Rhine at Arnhem remains in German hands, leaving the Allies with an extended salient just short of the Reich's border. At the tip of this salient is the island, a low-lying area surrounded by rivers and canals. At the north of the island is Arnhem on the Rhine. To its south is the city of Nijmegen on the Waal River. Allied Command hopes to use the island to stage an attack into Germany later in the war, and the 101st Airborne is deployed to hold the northernmost position. Fighting on the island is static, with battle lines and waterlogged trenches dotting the flat landscape. The Germans intend to reverse the stalemate by attacking with the 363rd Volksgrenadier Division on October the 5th. To prepare this assault, an SS battalion of approximately 300 men is infiltrated across the Rhine to stage a diversionary attack. The battalion occupies the key crossroads between Winters' command and 2nd Battalion of the 506th Regiment, where Easy Company's patrol discovered them early in the morning. At the company command post, Captain Winters gathers 15 men and leads them back to the crossroads by following the ditch next to the road. As they approach the dike, the German machine gun starts firing randomly to the south. Knowing there are no other American units in the area, Winters guesses the Germans are spooked after their run-in with Human's patrol, and moves to take advantage of their confusion. He issues his orders: "We must crawl up there with absolutely no noise, keep low and hurry. We won't have the cover of night with us much longer." His patrol creeps up the side of the ditch, and when they come into range, Winters assigns each man a target. On his command, the patrol unleashes a hurricane of accurate rifle and mortar fire on the enemy position, killing every enemy soldier. Staff Sergeant Leo Boyle will later say that it was the best display of shooting he had ever seen. Despite taking out the machine gun, the patrol starts taking small arms fire from across the road, and Winters orders his men to fall back to the ditch. He has no idea how many Germans are facing him and calls up reinforcements, including a section of light machine guns. As they hunker down to await reinforcements, Sergeant William Dukeman stands up to encourage his men to spread out, but in doing so exposes himself to enemy fire. An enemy rifle grenade explodes behind him, and Dukeman is killed instantly. The rifle grenade had been fired from a nearby culvert, and Easy Company pours fire into it, killing 3 Germans. A lull now descends on the battlefield, and Winters ponders his options. Dawn is breaking, and his men will be easily spotted and cut to pieces if they try to retreat across the field. If they stay put, the Germans can easily outflank them and catch Easy Company in the open. More importantly, Winters knows there are no American units to the east of the crossroads, and the Germans can cut off 2nd Battalion. He decides he has no choice but to show aggression and attack the enemy positions. Reinforcements arrive, and Winters prepares the 35-man assault. His plan is for Easy Company to charge the German position in 3 columns, while his machine guns lay down suppressive fire. After briefing his squad leaders, Winters gives the order to fix bayonets. It's daylight when Winters gives the signal to begin the assault. The machine guns fire bursts in between the columns of paratroopers running 200 metres across the marshy field. Fueled by a surge of adrenaline, Winters sprints far ahead of his men and reaches the crossroads first. He comes face to face with a German sentry, who is surprised to see him. Winters throws a grenade at the man, but realises that he forgot to remove the safety tape from the pin, and the grenade lands without exploding. The German sentry responds by tossing his own grenade, which also fails to detonate. Winters then fires from his hip with his M1 rifle and kills the man. Turning his attention to the field ahead, he sees more than 100 German soldiers huddled together in a field with their heads down to avoid the machine gun fire. Winters is so far ahead of his men that he empties 2 full clips from his M1 before the rest of Easy Company catches up. They had failed to maintain watch on their outer perimeter after losing their machine gun nest the night before. The engagement is conclusive. The Germans are hampered by their long winter overcoats and seem completely leaderless while the men of Easy Company pick them off one by one. Winters calls for British artillery to pound the enemy positions. As the company in front of them is routed, Winters spots a mass of Germans piling over the dike into the field. An entire new SS company is coming to join the fight against his mere 35 men. Luckily for Easy, the Germans are so disoriented that the unnoticed company joins their comrades in a headlong retreat to the Rhine ferry crossing. American machine guns and British artillery fire tear into them as the panicked SS soldiers flee. Easy's stunning attack has even achieved the capture of 11 Germans, who unconvincingly claim they are Poles. Winters orders Private Liebgott, wounded in the battle but still able to walk, to escort them back to the battalion command post. Liebgott, who is known for being rough on German prisoners, is elated by this task, until Winters orders him to empty his rifle of all but 1 round. There are 11 prisoners, Winters says, and I want 11 prisoners turned over to battalion. He later learns that all 11 Germans are safely returned. Another brief lull develops before Winters decides to press his advantage and cut the Germans off at the ferry crossing. With reinforcements from Fox Company, his overall strength is now 60 men. He orders his men into a bounding advance across the open field, his machine guns providing suppressive fire while his men advance 100 metres. Once there, they cover the machine guns while they themselves move up, repeating the move until they reach the river. Around 200 metres from the ferry crossing, they come under German machine gun fire from some factory buildings and are forced to halt. The SS battalion has finally got over their initial shock and launches a 75-man counterattack on Winters' right flank. Easy Company's leader realises he has overreached and orders a retreat to the Crossroads. The paratroopers leapfrog back to their jumping-off positions under German machine gun and artillery fire. Just as the company crosses the final dike, an artillery barrage lands amongst them, wounding 18 men. Winters gets on the radio and reports to Doc Nevels, the battalion medic, that he has 2 baseball teams worth of casualties. Nevels, who knows nothing about sports, asks Winters to put his request in clear language. Winters shouts back, "Get the hell off the radio so I can get some artillery support, or we'll need enough medics for 3 baseball teams." Mercifully, the German artillery subsides, and the shattered SS battalion retreats across the river. Although all his wounded men will survive, Winters knows that Easy Company is done for the day. Later that day, the main German attack by the 363rd Volksgrenadier Division fails in part due to Easy Company's heroics in the morning. Altogether, 35 paratroopers under Winters' command routed an entire SS battalion of 300 men, and inflicted 161 casualties on the Germans at the cost of 22 wounded. Sergeant Dukeman is the only man killed in action during this engagement. Winters knows how lucky they are that the Germans were poorly led and inexplicably slow to react to his daring attack. But he also recognises how Easy Company did everything right in the battle and demonstrated the superiority of their training. Winters will later say that the Crossroads battle represents the highlight of all Easy Company actions for the entire war, even better than D-Day, because it demonstrated Easy's overall superiority in every phase of infantry tactics: patrol, defence, attack under a base of fire, withdrawal, and above all, superior marksmanship with rifles, machine gun and mortar fire. Winters is promoted to battalion executive officer a week later,